This next section will be stressing key points in segment 2, which is also known as the hang position. This will be applicable for the hang power clean and the hang squat clean. Carlos is going to start in that nice bottom position in the segment 1, which is from the ground when we do our power clean and our squat clean. He's going to bring it up into the hang position. At the hang position, when the bar reaches this position, you still want that vertical torso. As you know, his arms are still extended. The weight remains in his heels at this section. What he's going to do is he's going to extend his hips violently and shrug at the very top. This allows the bar to travel upward so that you can travel underneath it when we reach the third segment. So again, in position, we're at the hang. The hang starts just above the knee with the arms fully extended. Again, that nice upright chest position. He's going to extend the hip, drive the legs, and that big shrug at the top. You can relax. We're going to have you turn to the side for me, Carlos, so you guys can see this. Again, we're going to go from the ground from segment 1 real quick, just so you can see the delivery. So he's going to come up, he's going to pull it to the hang, and from this hang position again, we start, chest is nice and vertical, right? That back is nice and tight, arms are extended. He's going to violently extend his hip, and then take a big shrug at the top. Again, this will create lift so that you can get under the bar when we reach segment 3. One more time for me, Carlos. So the hips are back is nice and flat. Weight again is directly underneath that shoulder or a little behind it if you can. This will allow for a nice straight bar path. So again, he's going to extend and shrug. Excellent job. And you can relax. Good job, Carlos. Thank you very much. Here's some common faults that we find in segment 2 or the hang position of your cleans. This will be basically applicable in the hang clean, hang power clean, the squat clean, and the power clean. Okay, so we're going to have Carlos pick up the bar and go over some of the faults you may see. We're going to use this front angle to kind of demonstrate a couple of points, and then we're going to switch to the side to show you a little bit on some hip extension movements. Now, when Carlos begins this movement, sometimes when we get to that hang position, when we deliver, the bar will travel away from us, and what we'll do is we'll accidentally try to pull those arms a little too early. So if he comes back down and he's trying to extend in this second pull, we don't want to see those arms starting to bend early. So show me that bad arm bend. So we don't want to do that. That's going to create a lot of tension. When you go to jump, you're actually going to lose some slack. So when that slack is, when your arm is bent, it's going to yank your arm straight when you hit that jump. So again, we don't want to see this elbow bending as we travel up. Go ahead and show him a full bad one like that. So as we come up, full bad one, and as you notice, it actually caused the bar to travel out in front and two. You may have noticed him jump forward. Okay. Again, another one from the front position, if we come down into the hang, segment 2, right, we start our hang position, is forgetting to shrug. So he may not bend those elbows, but he might forget when he gets that extension to not shrug at all. He can't even do it, right? He's so good. All right? So down in position, he comes up. We want to make sure we get that full shrug right there. You notice no shrug involved. And that bar, again, nice and slow, right? So we want to use that powerful shrug to create and help with the speed of the movement. So he's going to show you a good one real quick. And he's going to make that nice big shrug at the top. Everybody probably saw that, right? Almost touch his ears. Okay. So we're going to bring the bar back down. We're going to show you some some common faults from the side. So I'm going to have you turn, Carlos. Okay. We'll talk right away about spinal position and bar position. So first off, Carlos is going to go down into his hang position in a good hang, and then we'll show you what a bad one looks like. Okay. He's going to reset his grip a little bit. Now, when Carlos is in this position, if you push those knees too far forward, and we have that bar sitting in front of that shoulder, that's going to create a deviation in the bar path. Remember, we want that bar to travel in a straight line. So anytime this bar is in front of the body, that means you got to pull it back into you, which means the bar is actually deviating from that straight path. So we want to correct that by pushing those knees back and then making sure you feel all that weight tight back into the hamstrings. Another one is loss of extension of the spine in this position. Might not even have to tell you why that's bad for you as well. Okay? So we're looking to maintain, if that back is round we're going to create a lot of stress in the lower back, not to mention all the other muscles of the upper back as well. And you can again cause some slipping of discs if you hit this position in that extension. So we want to recorrect that by pushing those hips out, right? We're going to extend that lumbar spine and pull that chest up nice and tall. Okay. Now as he's in this position, you need to grip, Carlos. You okay? Okay. When he comes up, we want to make sure that we don't forget that hip extension. So a lot of times if you short the hip extension, so give me a short hip extension, Carlos. Okay. So notice that bar, pull him down even farther. We were looking to get this bar as high as possible by creating extension at the hip and really popping that shrug. So again, one more, shorting the hip extension. As you notice, he's not popping that hip all the way in position. He's just giving a little short hop and then jumping under the bar. We want to correct that by violently extending that hip, getting full extension of the leg and the hip. Okay, so you want full extension at the knee and hip. As he comes up, watch him pop that hip. There you go. Nice and tall, right? Lands nice and tall. That bar shoots up there. Excellent job, Carlos. Thank you very much for joining us on the cleans. I'm Jason. This is Carlos.